No!
If you've seen this thing and wonder why I'm covering it, just so you know, I don't do research on movies that I watch. It's more like picking movie titles out of a hat, and if the title seems about right, I will watch it. Now, there is of course spaces for the films I always wanted to watch and have heard about for years, like Hellraiser, which we already covered. In this case, I guess it's just bad luck and gaining the right to say, yes, I did watch I Spit on Your Grave, which is not something to be proud of, but it is categorized as a horror torture subgenre, and that's why I ended up here. It received so much backlash from the graphic violence it was subsequently banned in many countries. I Spit on Your Grave 1978, originally titled Day of the Woman, follows a woman who is on vacation in a remote countryside and was brutally beaten and raped by 4 men she came across, and now she needs to plot her revenge for them one by one. Starting off, without really knowing where the story is going, the cheapness is already seeping through for me. The dialogue is empty. There is no substance, but it doesn't really matter because they were recorded like garbage anyway. This is also what I call it the point and shoot movies, where there's no extra thoughts put into how they filmed everything. There is no decisions being made here. It's simply having the actors on set and pointing the camera and shooting a shot, point, and shoot. This thing looks like a microwaved meal with no seasoning. Every shot looks exactly the same. But what's easily the most disturbing and quite frankly tasteless thing about it is the graphic violence with the rape scenes in this thing. The premise easily reminded me of the more recent Revenge from 2017, where it's also about a rape victim seeking revenge. Even though I don't entirely like that movie that much, it still has something to offer. Let that be the colors, cinematography, or even the special effects makeup. The sexual violence is kept to a minimum to tell an idea. It was done so the audience is on her side from that point on in the story, and we want her to win. So yes, some bleak violence is necessary when the people behind the camera understand how to do it artistically and understand how to make the decision of if they have something to give. We understand that it's necessary in cases. In I Spit on Your Grave, the entire first half is nothing but it. We see her getting raped and let go, and raped and beaten and let go over and over and over again. It is nothing but a series of horrific imagery and events that panders to some of the most crude and repulsive people on earth. Considering this thing is once called Day of the Woman just makes it even worse because it is a gigantic dartboard where the people making it somehow missed all of their shots. It is supposed to illuminate feminist solidarity, yet somehow we know nothing about the protagonist's character as the camera cannot help but linger on her naked body for a majority of the painful runtime. It was directed by Mayor Zarchi, who got the inspiration from him encountering a rape victim himself, and according to Wikipedia, or Wikipedia as I like to call it, he spent 4 months writing this thing. It's such a mystery to me how you needed that amount of time to produce something that feels like it is ripped straight from some pervert's daydream. It stars Camille Keaton, yes, the granddaughter of the legend Buster Keaton, and it just kind of makes me sad. You know, I'm not saying or implying anything about her life choices. It's hers. I don't really give a shit, but it just kind of shows. I wonder what my boy Buster thinks of this side of modern cinema. There really is nothing here, yet it magically spawned so many remakes and sequels that people still went and watched apparently. There's the 2010 remake and the subsequent sequel of it in 2013, and then 2015 and 2019 each have an entry. I don't know if they're sequels or whatever. I didn't really bother to look into. The original doesn't deserve any attention, let alone having a franchise built on top of it. The only thing I felt walking out of this was shame. I feel ashamed admitting that I watched this, even though I fast forwarded some scenes once I realized there's absolutely nothing this thing can give. I still feel disgusted. I Spit on Your Grave is a squirt gun trying to put out a fire. It is an artless piece that doesn't do its probably good intention it may or may not have justice. It is truly sickening, nauseating, and vile. Avoid at all costs. I'm gonna give I Spit on Your Grave 1978 an F. Alright. See you tomorrow.